what if you could have a relationship with 100 people, but be monogamous, exclusive, and wake up to the fact that you can have that relationship with 100 people with just one person? It sounds crazy. I mean, if you look at intimate relationships, you look at marriage across the board, committed relationship across the board, the number one thing that I hear from couples and have experienced in my own lifetime is this just growing so accustomed to somebody, really truly knowing them, or so we assume that we know them, that the desire, the passion, the mystery just fades away. It dies. So how would it be possible for us to have a relationship with somebody, just one, a monogamous, exclusive relationship with just one, but feel as though we don't lose the mystery, we don't lose the passion, we don't lose the desire, and on top of it, we have that feeling of stability, that feeling of coming home, that comfort in what we so desire, that permanence, that rock solidness. You see, the thing I posted last week, a question about, what would you give up? I don't remember exactly how I worded it, but would you give up passion for stability was the gist of it. And with the idea of this conscious coffee, of musings coming out, of, seminars and workshops and everything, because this topic of passion and stability is a key component in intimate relationship, in long-term committed relationship. And I can tell you that statistically speaking, not that there's really truly statistics on this stuff, but if you talk to enough people like I have, if you've worked with thousands of couples, thousands of individuals, you will discover that the majority of us human beings will sacrifice. Yes, I know we don't like the word sacrifice, but we'll give up passion for stability. And it is because we want to know that there is somebody there consistently. We love the feeling of permanence. We love the feeling of the comfort that it brings us. We want to know that there's going to be somebody there that's going to hold our hand into our golden years. And it loves us so much, is so committed to us, that they're there through the thick and the thin, the sickness and the health, the growing old, the wrinkles, the gray hair, the body falling apart. When we're not so sexy anymore, we want to know that that this person is there for us. And that's why permanence is so important. A lot of people did take my word of stability and think that I meant financial stability. And that's not what I meant, guys. It didn't have anything to do with money. Although money does create stability, there's far more important areas of stability than the finances. And if you can get the other areas in place, chances are the finances are there too, okay? And what are those places of stability that we're looking for? It is emotional stability. It is mental stability. It is the stability, meaning that I can have trust in you. You do, walk your talk and talk your walk. You are really truly there. It's not just giving words over here and then doing something else. That's not a stable person, okay? When we talk stability in relationship, we're looking for consistency. Okay, reliability. That is how we get to that state of feeling of home, permanence, okay? Now, finances, that's definitely part of it, but I can tell you there's plenty of people out there that do not have financial stability, but feel rock solid in their relationship because their partner is emotionally, mentally stable, is reliable, is consistent, tells the truth on things. They're just going through some shit times. Okay, maybe they can't get the financial aspect put together. And then there's people out there who have all the money in the world. And, I deal with a lot of these, high end, what you would say, the elite of, the one percenters out there who have the bank accounts, the savings, the retirement, the travel, the multi-million-dollar homes, the fancy jazzy cars, you name it, corner office, all that kind of stuff. They've got it all. And I can tell you what a lot of them don't have. They don't have stability in their relationship. They don't have stability inside themselves. They don't feel emotionally, mentally stable. And they will come to me and they will tell me how they know that their partner is cheating on them. They're just there for the money, or they know that their partner is just there for the money, or they build this business together, or what have you. But when it really comes down to their relationship, it's crumbling. There is no foundation. There is no home creation going on. Reliability, no. The only thing they can rely on with their partner is that their partner is unreliable, not stable. Okay? So we want healthy, emotionally mature individuals crave, desire a relationship that is rock solid, typically. Okay? And I've learned through the course of time, again, from personal experience and working with thousands of people at this point in my career, that often when we're not willing to really go deep into a relationship and commit just to one, that what we're doing is we're going, well, I'm not healed in this wound of stability yet. I don't trust the opposite sex. I don't trust the same sex. I don't trust relationship. I don't trust sex in general. I don't trust commitment. I don't trust monogamy. You know, everything dies. What about hormones? What about aging? What about when I don't find my partner desirable physically anymore? What about over the course of time, the loss of, like I started this with, the loss of the mystery, the loss of the passion, the loss of desire? What do we do there? And what I can tell you, hey Leon, what I can tell you is that whether you are looking at passion, desire, mystery, those beautiful, sexy words that we want in our long-term relationships, right? Because we want to be passionate with our partners, right? Sex is a hell of a lot more fun. The day-to-day, that space of not knowing, key word here, that space of not knowing this individual that we've spent so much intimate, vulnerable time with, that we have really closed the gap with. Okay? So I'm doing this on purpose. This close the gap. What is this? That is the stability. That is the comfort of knowing. That is that some feeling of permanence, that feeling of home, something that we really truly know. There is a closing of the gap, the closing of the space. The reverse, what we're wanting to keep that sizzle, that spark, the desire, the play, the adventure of knowing somebody at different levels, right, equates to space, not knowing them. So 2 points here. Number one, like the title of this Conscious Coffee, this live stream says, is the fantasy. All right, the fantasy of passion and of permanence. The fantasy of it. What I'm saying there is that both are right here. Okay? Our passion for our partner is initiated, activated in our own mind. Our belief structure of permanence, stability, it starts right here as well. It is in our own mind. It is the thoughts that we think. It is how we choose to see our partner on the day-to-day, the moment-to-moment, through the years, which is where the new eyes come in, right? And the trick to keeping this fantasy alive, okay, of passion and of permanence, of having the space and yet no gap, no space, is to keep fresh eyes, new eyes on our partner, okay? And that just means that realizing that every single day when you wake up next to this person, that this person and yourself are not the same people you were when you went to bed the night before. You are not the same people you were the morning before, when you said goodbye to each other and you went your ways to go to work and deal with kids and deal with your daily responsibilities and duties. Because you know what happened during the day, each and every day of your life and of your partner's life, is that you go out into this world. And even if you're both working from home, you're still going out into this world and you're having your own individual life experience. Okay? And because we have our own individual life experiences, we transform internally, and our view, our perception on the world transforms with how we are processing the information that we are bringing in, what we are learning, what we are receiving, our own internal battles and struggles, how much gratitude we can have in a day, appreciation, these beautiful things and these not so beautiful things. That's just how we perceive them, right? Because even the struggle has some beautiful silver lining to it if we can find the gratitude for it. And when we look at our partners, what tends to happen is that we start to take them for granted. We start to just assume that they are just a permanent fixture in our life, which is also why, unfortunately, we are the cruelest. We are the cruelest to this one individual on the planet, and that is our partner. If you think about it, who treats you the worst, right? And who do you treat the worst? Would you dare speak to your children, your mother, your best friend, your boss, a random stranger on the street with the way that you do to this person that you wake up next to and that you're sharing your day-to-day with, that you're sharing all this intimacy, this vulnerability with? Chances are, if you really analyzed the way you speak to your partner and the way they speak to you, you would be horrified to do this with anybody else, because we are rude and crude. We are expectant. We're disrespectful. We're condescending. We're heartless. We're demanding, right? Long-term relationship breeds all of that. And that is a sad reality. But that is the reality. Anybody who has been in a relationship probably for more than 18 months to 2 years, right? As soon as that new relationship energy, that NRE starts to drift off, it starts to wane away, then all of a sudden this realness comes out and our irritations in life come out. And chances are we've been through a lot of stuff at that point. Maybe we've lost a job, a house, dealt with some kid drama, some family drama, some health issues. We've had some sexual complications between us. We've had, this is stuff from outside impact us. There's been some arguments. There's been all this kind of stuff. So as soon as that new relationship energy starts to wear off, which typically takes around 18 months to 3 years in a relationship, okay, depending on how quickly the people just kind of like take the rose tinted glasses off and get real with each other, right? So it equates probably down to, I know that a lot of work has been done around, it takes about 100 hours of one-on-one time. This is not on the phone. This is not texting. This is not, just grab a cup of coffee or go out to eat dinner time where you can put on the mask and you can just be Miss Perfect or Mr. Perfect. But that one-on-one time where you're really just like with each other, right? And talking and sharing. On the front side of a relationship, it takes about 100 hours to really drop that initial guard, that initial mask, okay? So think about that. How long is the average date? If you're one of the single people out there that follow me, that hang and everything, just realize that you need about 100 hours one-on-one time with somebody before you start to even get a glimpse of who that other person is, okay? Kind of scary, right? Because what if you only get together once a week and it's only 2 hours, right? Well, that's 50 weeks. That's 1 year of dating for 1 date a week at 2 hours a date, right? So then you move into like, okay, now you've worked through this 100 hours. You're moving from dating I might want to be in a relationship with this person, right? So it's a vetting process. So then we go, okay, now I might want to be in a relationship with this person. This person's pretty cool. We get along here. We seem to get along there. And that's not perfect, but hey, we're human and I'm not perfect and you're not perfect, right? So we do that. And then what happens? Now we're in relationship. So now there's more commitment that's breeding there, right? So maybe we've decided that we're going to go exclusive, monogamous. Okay, those are two different things. We can be monogamous and still keeping our net out there and looking for something better, which means that we're not being exclusive. We're willing to drop this anytime something better appears. Or we might be monogamous and exclusive, right? And then maybe we're in an open relationship, a polyamorous relationship. And I can tell you that a lot of times on the front side, what you're doing is that you're just kind of scattering yourself a little bit too thin to really get to know any one person at any particular time with any depth. So if you are a poly person, I would say dedicate a lot of time to one relationship, get it stable, get to know that person, get the commitments there, get the agreements there, get the boundaries there. All those kinds of things need to be in place before you start to open yourself up to potential other partners, okay? And if you are the monogamous person, then realize that we really live in a world of serial monogamy, but there's not a lot of exclusivity going on. Okay, the dating apps were just flip, right? And we're meet somebody at the coffee shop, or we have our work husband, our work wife, or whatever, and we don't realize that we're actually keeping things on the back burner. Okay, so this all leads to that stability, that permanence, right? But also, here's the other thing, is that when a lot of the times there also stirs desire, right? And I posed the question a week and a half ago about, is it okay, in essence, is it okay if our partner needs others to get turned on, or, it finds desire with others and everything? And, there's no right or wrong answer to the things that I ask a lot of the times. It's a personal thing, personal preference, and really the relationship container of it. But getting those thoughts around that and what we're wanting when we say, well, yeah, it's okay. I want them to be full of desire. I want them to feel this. What we're saying is that we understand that there needs to be space, right? Then there is the monogamous exclusive relationships, or even polyamorous relationships, where there's what would appear to be a little bit more territorialism or jealousy. God forbid we might be jealous, right? What does jealousy mean? Well, jealousy typically means that we are insecure in something, and we are going into victim mode, and we're saying, you're making me jealous, right? You're making me jealous. If you didn't look like that, if you hadn't made that statement, if you weren't so playful and flirty, if you weren't so open, if you were okay with having conversations here, didn't you see the way that person looked at you? All these kinds of things that we do deal with in intimate relationship. Well, if we're feeling that jealousy, number one, we have to just address it, right? And say, okay, what is coming up inside of me? But here's the other side of jealousy. Jealousy is also saying that, hey, I'm really wanting commitment here. I'm really wanting depth here. And I know that I need to work on certain aspects of self, and that is for me to do, but I'm wanting exclusivity, connection, commitment, communication. I'm wanting the us factor at play, which then leans it over to more of what would be called territorial, right? And I know we're all above this whole thing of, we're not just primal creatures, we're not just animals, right? We're so evolved. Bullshit. We are not that evolved. We are territorial creatures, okay? And when we deal with desire and passion and stability and everything, we have to recognize where we're being territorial as well. Because when we are territorial, what are we wanting? We're wanting to close the gap, which makes us feel safe. It makes us feel comfortable, right? It gives us a sense of permanence with our partner, which is beautiful, because without that sense of permanence, without that sense of home, without that sense of reliability in that person, in our significant other here, if we don't have that, then we're not going to be able to trust. And if we can't trust, then we're not going to really go deep. And that means that we're not going to really become intimate with this other person. We're not going to really be vulnerable with this other person, which means that we're going to have a surface level relationship. Whether it is 2 months long, 2 years long, 20 years, or 200, it doesn't matter. If it is operating at that surface level because we are just like, I'm not going to go and be really truly intimate, I'm not going to really reveal myself to you, then what is really going on there? Though, then that means that we're holding that guard, right? And we need to have that gap closed as close as we possibly can so that we can feel safe. But like the title says, fantasy. Safety is a fantasy. Permanency is a fantasy. At the end of the day, we're all going to die. Okay? And we're all going to leave each other. Okay, and it's a sad truth, but that is the reality, is that we leave each other. The best relationships still end. Okay, at least in this physical existence. But we can have this feeling, and what we need and what our whole life is about is feeling. We want to feel loved. We want to feel secure. We want to feel safe. We want to feel passionate. We want to have desire, and we want to be desired. Number one thing couples come in saying to me, he stopped desiring me. She stopped desiring me. This is the key thing that people tell me. My partner stopped desiring me. And now I feel like nothing. Now I feel like nothing. I don't think they love me anymore. We have linked love and desire because they are linked, but love is leaning more towards the stability, the permanence factor, the feeling of home. It is not a passion-based event. Passion, desire, that's based in the magic. It's based in the not knowing of our partner. And we have to have new eyes, fresh eyes, every single day in order to keep that passion there. We have to create space between us and our significant other. If we are going to have one person in our life and we're saying, till death do us part, okay? We're running through the vows here, right? And we're saying till death do us part. And we're like, no, I am monogamous. I'm exclusive. I'm 150,000% committed to this. And I'm not looking anywhere else, right? In order for us to maintain, keep, and even expand passion and desire in relationship, we have to create space. So much like the fire that needs air to breathe, needs air to burn, we have to create that space. But that space does not mean other individuals. It doesn't mean even flirting or stepping out of your committed, monogamous, exclusive relationship in any fashion. It means to view your partner with new eyes. It means to always realize that you don't know them and they don't know you. It means to have your own individuality within the relationship, your own individual passions. Okay, now take that word, and it's not sexually related, it's not relationship related, it's about what are you passionate about in your life? What makes you just glow? What can you put your heart and soul into? What is like your purpose, your mission, your calling, those kinds of words? Like what really gets you stoked, turns you on, and goes, yeah, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at this. Because those things actually create space between you and your partner, because they're really good at something and you're really good at something. And when we witness each other doing what we're really good at, and we witness our partner being passionate, elated about these things, we're witnessing, because we are witnessing it from out here, right? from more of this global perspective. So we get to see our partner now as a man or a woman, right? We're seeing them as an individual. We're seeing their power. We're seeing their beauty. We're seeing their strengths. And we can step back and we can go, wow, I really I'm turned on to that person, right? And that stirs us. That opens us up. And we start to feel that passion, that burning desire, that hunger, that draw to our partner again. Okay? And another key point to passion and mystery and stuff is to keep it fresh, right? It's called play. It's called adventure. That's what it is. We have to be passionate in our play, our adventure. When we get caught up in the every single day, the monotony of it, okay, you always give me a peck on the cheek and you leave, and this always happens, and then I go do boom, 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 and you do boom, 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 and we always text each other at this time, and we always come back at this time, and we always, Tuesday night is this, and Wednesday night is this, it's so structured and scripted. We kill desire. That is that smothering tool. We make it too comfortable, okay? So I'm going to read to you a quote from Anthony Robbins, okay? So from Tony Robbins: passion in a relationship is commensurate with the amount of uncertainty you can tolerate, okay? How much uncertainty can you tolerate in your relationship in order to create, maintain, and actually have your passion, your desire for your partner thrive? It is about uncertainty, which means permanence? Uncertainty is the opposite of permanence, right? So we're operating in this opposite land. We want permanence so that we feel close, we feel safe, we feel loved, we feel supported, we can trust, we can be intimate, we can be vulnerable, we can go deep, right? And at the same time, we have to have no permanence, uncertainty. Like we just fell out of a plane, jumped out of that plane, and we're just falling. And there is this sense of whew. But one of the most breathtaking, passionate experiences is actually to go skydiving, right? Because there's no certainty. And what we have to realize is that no relationship actually truly has certainty. So we're back to the fantasy, okay? The fantasy of permanence, the fantasy of passion. And where do both stem from? They both stem from here, right? Come from our mind. They come from the thoughts that we're thinking. They're coming from the way we as individuals choose to view ourselves, our relationship, and how we choose to see our partner. And the more we can see our partner with those fresh eyes and those eyes of appreciation and gratitude and an understanding that we don't know them, that's where we breathe the magic and the mystery. And that's also where we really get close and we really feel loved because we open ourselves up. So what do I want you to take away from this? Number one, it's all a fucking fantasy, okay? Your relationship is a fantasy. It's happening in your head, and you are designing it every single moment of the day. And how you choose to think about it and feel about it and view it is what the results that you will get from it, okay? And then the next component is, number one, loosen the fuck up. Let yourself be a little bit lighter in spirit with your partner and with yourself, and stop being so scripted. Okay, and you might go, I'm not scripted, my life is just boring, it's crazy, I'm exhausted, I'm this, I'm that, it's the kids, it's the work, it's the blah, 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 blah. I get it. But look for those opportunities to change things up and be playful, okay? And then the next piece, and the biggest potential piece here, is the fresh eyes. To enter every single day with fresh eyes and let the first things that your eyes witness through your conscious intent is appreciation of your partner. So, and I see my man is online, so I just want to tell you thank you for the inspiration this morning, because I found myself appreciating you massively massively this morning. So thank you, my love. And thank you everybody else for watching. If you have any questions, ideas on this, please put it in the feed below. Hit the share button. Share this with your friends, with your family, because guess what? Our intimate relationships really truly are what we're here for. This is where we define ourselves. This is where we learn about ourselves. This is where we grow ourselves. It is in that intimate relationship that we really truly witness who we are, where we are weak, where we are strong, where we need to grow, what our challenges are. If we don't put ourselves into the difficult position of being in love, then we never truly experience the most divine, breathtaking love that we can ever desire. And what we do want is to be loved, to love, to be connected, to connect, to feel safe, to feel passionate. But those things will only manifest themselves in our life if we open ourselves up to the most challenging relationship that we could ever imagine. And that is that close soul-knit bond. All right, guys, I love you. Please hit the share button. Thank you for your likes, your loves, your comments. I will catch you another day with another Conscious Coffee. Remember, you are worthy of a beautiful soulmate relationship. You are worthy of all the blessings that you desire. It is all up to you to claim your life. And if you would like help on that, reach out to me. That is what I'm here for. I love working with people just like you and calling in the beautiful relationships and manifesting all the abundance that your heart and soul desire and that you are worthy of. Stop existing, start living, and I'll catch you another day.